Yeah, we're live. All right. I'll just share my screen. Is my screen visible to all?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Amazing. Hello, everyone. Very sorry for the delay. There were some technical issues we were just trying to sort out. And welcome to the bootcamp for stage 2 of the Raman Awards. First of all, there are many of you who have completed stage 1 and have joined us today. So I want to give a hand of applause for all of the students who have completed stage 1 and are now part of stage 2 and um, are here with us on the boot camp. And to all of the students who have also been nominated by their schools, welcome as well. So a few months ago, about a little more than a month ago, we had conducted a boot camp for stage 1. If you would have attended the previous boot camp, you'll have some idea of what the boot camp is for. If you don't, I'll just give you a short note about what the boot camp is being conducted for. What I'm going to do is I have prepared a presentation for today. We're gonna go through the entire presentation, and I'll take all of your questions at the end of the session. So we have approximately till 7 for the boot camp today. If we get over sooner, well and good for us. But I just wanted to let you all know that if you all have any questions, please feel free to ask after the presentation is over. So what is the agenda for today? Well, I mean, the main agenda for the boot camp, just like the previous boot camp, is to give you guys any information that you will need to participate in the Raman Awards. This is specific to stage 2 of the Raman Awards. And the fact that you're here means that you're already in stage 2. I will give you all a rundown. First, I will introduce what the Raman Awards are by playing you a short clip by one of our founders and the CEO.
Actually, sorry to
Yes, Purvi.
Are you sure
Yes,
that
Purvi.
YouTube is live?
It is saying it's live from here.
Because I can't see that. Just check. Yeah, now it's there. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll begin by playing you all a short video from our founder. Then I'll give you all a rundown of all of the instructions related to the Raman Awards. Then I will use some of our activities to help you understand what kind of submissions we're expecting for stage 2 in the Raman Awards. What kind of submissions work and what kind of submissions don't work. So that is the main agenda for today. Any and all of the questions that you have, we can address towards the end of the session. This is a common session, that is to say that students from all categories, junior, intermediate, and senior, are here with us today. So bear with us. We're going to do, I'm going to show you all an activity for each of the categories. So each one of you all will get an understanding of what the expectations for the Raman Awards are. So let's begin. So this is the video that our founder has made. Let's watch this video and get to understand what the idea behind the Raman Awards is.
Hi, my name is Ravi and I'm the founder trustee of Innovation in Science Promotion.
Yeah, the voice is audible.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just restart this video.
Hi, my name is Ravi and I'm the founder trustee of Innovation in Science Promotion Foundation. The mission of ISPF is to get children to engage, enjoy and innovate with science as they learn different concepts. ISPF works with government and low-cost private schools. We offer materials and facilitation to the school teachers. Our goal is to get a school in a 3 to 5 year time period to integrate the activities into the regular curriculum. We support schools with teacher training as well as facilitation of sessions. Raman Awards is our initiative to get children to engage with science. Children are expected to use simple materials and create hands-on activities that demonstrate a certain concept in science. The program is free and there is no registration or participation fees. Moreover, we also cover the cost of travel for government school students. Ideas can come anytime and we accept innovations around the year. Deserving entries are then shortlisted for the finals. The registration deadlines are coming up soon and we request you to register quickly. Schools and teachers are requested to get their children to participate. Thank you.
All right. Just to reiterate a couple of things that our founder Ravi mentioned in the previous video. The Raman Awards is a competition or contest, an all India competition or contest for students to be able to participate and innovate on the by submitting models that explore scientific concepts. The focus of this competition, for those of you all who may have missed the previous bootcamp, it's not just to submit, a model that works, like, for example, a sensor-based model, like a burglary alarm type model or a engineering-based model. That's not the point. The point of the Raman Awards is that you guys, kids, will get the chance to explore a scientific concept through the model that you submit for the Raman Awards. So my hope is that as you go through this bootcamp, you'll have a better understanding of what the expectations for stage 2 are when it comes to submissions. So the first thing let's get into discussing is the instructions related to stage 2. So I am going to move to what for you will be the Unlab platform. So many of y'all would be familiar with the Unlab platform. Just give me a second. Oh, it's stuck. Let me just refresh this. Sorry. Just a couple of minutes. So many of y'all who would have participated through stage 1 would have submitted your submissions through the Unlab platform. The Unlab platform is where you would have also received a lot of our communication from. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to take you all through all of the instructions related to the submissions. So when you all come to the Unlab platform, you will see on the left in this dark blue section, you will see Raman Award 2024 under contest and challenges. So all of y'all will have access to stage 2. So I want you all to click stage 2. I think it's a little stuck. Anyway, so this is what you will see when you click stage 2. You will be able to see two buttons which you all can click. Each of the buttons represent one submission. Let me see if this is... Very sorry, I think this website is hanging because I'm live at the moment, so there's not enough bandwidth for this website. But you will see two options for your submissions. Essentially, for stage 2, you will be allowed to submit 2 models or 2 submissions for this particular portion of the All right, let me just focus on the presentation if this is not going to help. So you click on, so you'll be allowed a maximum of 2 submissions for stage 2. And these submissions can be based on any topic from the 1st to 10th national science curriculum of your choice. So for each submission, there will be 5 assignments per submission. So what are these 5 assignments? As you can see in the screenshot on my presentation at the moment, this is a list of instructions. So when you click on the button to submit one of your models, this set of instructions will give you all of the details that you'll need to know in relation to your submissions. I'll just go through each of these. Just remember right now, this is a screenshot. I am unable to use the actual website, so this will not move. But as you can see assignment 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 written here. I'll give you a description for what each of these assignments are. So the first assignment will be a quiz. This quiz will test if you have understood the philosophy of the Raman Awards contest. Only after you have attempted this quiz correctly and you've got all of the questions correct, only then will you be allowed to move on to assignment 2, 3, 4, and 5. So remember, for assignment 1, it's a quiz. The quiz will check your understanding of whether you have understood everything that's required for the Raman Awards, and you'll have multiple attempts to answer these questions. Once you get all of them correct, you'll be able to move on to the next step. In assignment 2, you'll have to add all of the details of your assignment. So in that, you'll be able to choose, for example, is the activity a biology, chemistry, physics activity, or is it an earth science activity, or any other topic within science? You'll be able to choose the subject that it falls under. Then you'll be able to also pick up the subtopics as well as the topics within that particular subject. And you'll have to give a description of your activity. You'll have to describe it in a few sentences, as well as what are all the materials that you have used for your activity. So all of this information you'll have to put in assignment 2. In assignment 3, over here, your innovation images, what you will need to do is you'll have to take 2 photographs of your model from different angles where your face is also visible. I'll just repeat that. You'll have to submit 2 photographs of your model from different angles where your face is also visible. So remember, if you're submitting 2 different models, you're allowed to submit 2 models for stage 2. So if you're submitting 2 models, essentially you'll have to submit 4 different photographs or 2 photographs per model. Each model needs to have 2 photographs. Then in the 4th assignment, the observation sheet. What is this observation sheet? You'll essentially have to submit a document that will record all of the observations that you have made for your model in a table format. This table can either be a picture or a handwritten observation sheet or an Excel sheet or a PDF, any format that you want, but there needs to be an observation table. They'll also provide a sample observation sheet for you within this assignment to look at and figure out what does a observation table look like. Essentially, you will be changing one aspect of your model or different aspects of your model and recording how that affects how your model works. So this is a good thing to keep in mind about your observations. Then for your final 5th assignment, what you will need to do as a submission is that you'll have to record a video. Then use your personal email ID to create a personal YouTube channel. So you'll have to go to YouTube, create a personal YouTube channel, and upload your video to the YouTube channel. The video should be not longer than 4 minutes. And any speeding up during your narration will immediately disqualify the video. For example, we've had people who have recorded, say, a 7-minute long video, and they have put on 2x mode and submitted it as a submission. But unfortunately, that will be disqualified. So all the talking that you will do has to get completed within 4 minutes. So this video that you record, using your personal email ID, go to YouTube, upload that video to YouTube, and the URL that is created from that upload, that is what you will have to add to assignment 5. So these are the 5 different submissions that are required for 5 different assignments that are required for your stage 2 submission. If any of these 5 are not available, that your submission might be in jeopardy of being disqualified. Just make sure that you have submitted all of these 5 assignments. And another thing to keep in mind, the deadline for the stage 2 is November 30th, the next Saturday. Next Saturday is the last day to submit all of your models. So please keep that in mind and finish off all of your submissions related to stage 2. So now that we've kind of gone through the instructions, I'll give you all some pointers to kind of keep in mind about the activities that you may or may not want to, that you may want to submit for the Raman Awards. So what are these things that I'm going to show you now? So essentially, I have a couple of models ready next to me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the making video for each of these models. And then I'm going to use these models to emphasize one particular expectation that we have about what you are going to submit for the Raman Awards. Let's begin with the first one. So let's discuss one of sort of the most important aspects of your submission for the Raman Awards. That is, we would like you guys to explore your activity. So what does this mean? First, let's watch this video on the activity. The activity essentially, it shows how you can extract colors or pigments from a leaf. And I shall use this activity to help you understand what I mean when I say we would like you to explore the activity. This particular activity, it's called Plant Life Colors. And generally, a grade 4 student can sort of do it, and it's a biology activity. So I've gotten 3 activities with me. I've tried to kind of make sure that they cover, bio, physics, and chemistry, as well as junior, intermediate, and seniors. So each one of you all, for each category, will get an example of an activity. And each activity will try to, tell you something about the expectation for the Raman Awards. So let me play the making video for this activity. Purvi, is that audible?
Yes, Asvi.
Okay. So these are the different materials that I used for this activity. And the first thing that we do here is we crush a bunch of leaves and place them in a container. Then some propanol is sprinkled on the leaves, and they are crushed to release the color. Once the color is extracted, it's kept separately in a vial. Then instead of propanol, we add some water. And in the same way, we collect the color that's released and place it in a vial. All right. So this is a very simple activity for the junior age group. So now we can see that in this activity, we use propanol, a type of chemical that can dissolve colors and substances like leaves. We are then able to remove the colors and then place them neatly in vials or small containers and see the colors. So what does exploration mean in this activity? And what does exploration mean for a Raman Award submission? So exploration for any submission for the Raman Awards means that we should be able to see that you have changed one or two aspects of your model and checked how it worked after you made the change. For example, in this activity, they have used propanol to extract the colors. What you can do is you can use different liquids and try how much of the color is that particular liquid able to remove from the leaf. So you can use a bunch of liquids that you might find at home. For example, you can use plain water, you can use lemon juice, hand sanitizer, oil, even soap water. And you can check if all of these liquids are able to remove the colors in the same way that something like propanol is able to remove from the leaf. Then in the submission, you can, while you're recording the video, you can showcase all of the different, liquid, all of the different color extracts that you have and compare each one of them. For example, you can say that, hand sanitizer was able to remove more color compared to plain water or something, whatever your conclusion is, once you have once you have explored the activity, that is what you will have to narrate in your video. So I'll just stop sharing and just point my camera towards the table. Just give me a second. So over here, I hope you're able to see this container. I'll just spin myself. A second. Yeah, I think I'm spotlighted for everyone at the moment. So in this container, I've taken some dark green leaves and I've cut them into small, small pieces. And I didn't have propanol, so I've used something like ethanol. This is another chemical. If you don't have ethanol, you can also use something like nail polish remover. The chemical name for nail polish remover is acetone. So any particular chemical that you have at home, you can use for this activity. I added around 3 to 4 ml of ethanol into this container, and I used the back of my pencil to crush the leaves. And then I extracted the color from the leaves and I kept it aside. So this is the standard version of my model. Now what did I do next? Then I took the same leaf and I put it in the container. But instead, I added a mix of hand sanitizer and water. And I again used my pencil to crush the leaves and see how much color I was able to extract from the solution that was formed. And over here, you can see that this is the color that I have extracted. And if you compare the two, you will notice that hand sanitizer is not able to remove as much color as compared to something like ethanol or propanol. Then what are the other kinds of exploration that I did? Instead of leaf, I took a flower petal. I took a red color flower petal. And and then I added again 3 ml of ethanol this time. I did the same thing, used the back of my pencil, crushed it, and I collected the color from this. In this way, for your exploration, what you need to do is you need to keep changing one aspect of your model and see what kind of outcome you get by changing that one aspect. You need not, use flowers. For example, you can use yellow color leaves. You can use vegetable peels. You can use what is that? Fruit peels. And like I mentioned in the beginning, instead of ethanol or hand sanitizer, you can try with lemon juice, with plain water, salt water, different kinds of liquids, and see how they affect how much of the color you're able to remove. And when I'm sort of narrating, in the video, my submission for this particular activity, I will say that the variations that I have made include changing the liquid that is used to extract the color. And what I found was that liquids like ethanol, propanol, and acetone are better at removing colors from leaves compared to liquids like hand sanitizer and normal water. At the same time, I also tried to change the material that I used. I used a petal instead, and I was able to extract different colors from the particular substance that I used. If I used a yellow color leaf, I will notice yellow color extract. So in this way, we would like to see you guys change one aspect of your model and make a submission for the Raman Awards. I'll just start to present my screen once again. Yes, like I was saying. And another thing that you can also try is initially you can use, say if you're using, like I used ethanol over here, let's assume that the first time that you did this activity, you used pure 100% ethanol. The next time that you do the activity, you mix it with 10 ml of water. So you've reduced the concentration of the liquid that you're using. Then you see how much of the color you're able to extract. The third time that you do it, you use 30 ml of water mixed with this ethanol. And then you see the richness of the color that comes. So what essentially exploration means is we want you to change one aspect of your model, at least try 3 trials of that thing. So let's say you're going to change you've made this particular model and you decided I'm going to change the liquid that I'm going to use. So at least use 3 to 4 different liquids. If you've decided that you want to change the sample or the substance, then you pick 3 different things. Pick a green leaf, you pick a flower petal, you pick a vegetable peel, and maybe something like boiled carrot that will give you a different set of colors. So in that way, you change the particular thing that you use for your activity, and we would like to see what kind of conclusion you make from the variations that you have made for your activity. So exploration is a very important aspect of the submission that you make for the Raman Awards. Essentially, anything that you submit, please make sure that you have explored your model as much as possible. It is not enough to simply make the model, shoot a video, and submit it. Coming back to the next thing that we would like to keep you to keep in mind before you submit for the Raman Awards. So the next thing that we hope you understand about your activities is we hope that you get the concepts right about your model that you're submitting. So it so happens that sometimes one model can cover 3 different would you say 3 different concepts from the curriculum that you guys are studying. But which concept explains how the model works, that is very important for you to understand. And what I'm going to show here is I'm going to show this activity called Cartesian diver. Some of you may be familiar with this activity. And I'm going to explain to you one of the misconceptions that can sometimes occur when people are trying to explain how this model works and why it's important for us to get the concepts right. So let's watch this video. It's audible. Is the sound audible? Yeah. Okay. So as you guys saw in this particular activity, initially they took a dropper, they cut it, they added a magnet to it, they filled some water inside it, and added it to a bottle that was completely filled with water. And when we pressed, the dropper was able to fall down. So this particular activity is called Cartesian diver. This is a physics activity. And all the students who are in the intermediate category will be able to kind of relate to the concepts covered in this particular activity. So sometimes while kind of explaining this activity, there is a chance of of bringing in a concept that may not fully explain why this particular model works the way that it does. So I am just going to stop sharing. Yeah, I'm spotlighted. So I have made a similar model over here. I have taken a 500 ml water. I have added, if you're able to see the dropper, I have added a dropper with one magnet. And I added to the full, bottle of water. I filled a little water inside the dropper. And every time I press this, the assembly goes down. And when I stop pressing it, it comes back up. Again, if I press it, the assembly goes down. When I stop pressing it, it comes back up. So when people, including adults, when I ask them to explain why this particular model works the way that it does, a lot of people bring up the topic of buoyancy. And I have a question when, or they might say something like, the air goes out of the dropper. There are a lot of different explanations that people give for the reason why this dropper falls down in the bottle. So many people get held back with the topic of buoyancy. And if you are in the intermediate group of students, you may have heard of an ancient natural philosopher. His name was Archimedes. And you would have also heard of the Archimedes principle. So what was this Archimedes principle? So essentially, he had to test the purity of a crown that had been given to him. The crown that the king had, the person who had made the crown for the king, that goldsmith had told him that it was a 100% pure gold crown. And the king had his suspicions about that particular crown. So he asked Archimedes to find a solution for this. So what Archimedes did was he submerged the crown in water, and then he collected the amount of water displaced from. So he took a container, a full container of a tub of water, placed the crown within that tub. Then he collected all of the water that overflowed from the container that he had put the crown in. Then what he did was he took a kind of, a blob of pure gold that was of the same weight that the crown was. And he did the exact same thing. He took a container, filled the container completely, and put that blob of gold into the water and collected all of the water that overflew from the container. Then he compared compared both of the volumes of water that fell out of the container, and he realized that the one that came out of the crown was actually more amount of water than the one that was from the pure gold. And this is how he had come to know that the crown was not made of pure gold. So why am I narrating this story when it comes to the Cartesian diver? It's because one way to understand buoyancy is buoyancy is a measure of the amount of water that is displaced by an object when it is placed in a liquid. What does this mean? All the water that overflows when an object is put into water, that is the measure of the buoyant force. But the buoyant force will not determine whether an object floats or sinks. So why is that so? So here, let's look at another thought experiment. Let's imagine that you guys have a 100-gram tennis ball and you have placed it in a container of water. It would be good to keep in mind that 1 ml of water is approximately equal to 1 gram of weight. So the density of water is approximately 1 gram per ml. So when you add your tennis ball, you'll realize that it will displace about 100 ml of water, and the tennis ball floats. So what can you conclude from this? That the tennis ball experiences buoyant force of 100 grams in this, or 100 into 9.8 newtons, whichever you prefer, whichever units that you prefer. Now, let's say you take a nail, an iron nail, which is also equal to 100 grams, and you add it to the same container of, or a container of the same volume of water. You'll realize that it will displace only approximately 14 ml or so of water. Why is that so? Because the thing that decides whether an object floats or sinks is actually density. It is not buoyancy. Density is mass per unit volume. It's the amount of matter that is that can be found in 1 cubic meter, 1 cubic centimeter of any object. That will decide whether an object, when placed in liquid, floats or sinks. So this doesn't necessarily mean that, when you add the nail to the liquid, it doesn't necessarily mean that the buoyant force has stopped acting on the nail. It just means that the density of the nail was too high for the buoyant force to keep it afloat. In this case, the iron nail was able to experience only 14 grams of, a push upwards. So coming back to this particular experiment that we have, the Cartesian diver experiment, what you will notice is when you press this particular bottle, you will see an increase in the amount of water that is inside this dropper. So if you all are, I'm trying to place this close to the camera. So when I press this, you'll notice that there is an increase in the amount of water that has entered the dropper. So what happens when water enters the dropper? Mass increases. So when mass increases, density is mass by volume, and hence the dropper sinks. Now let's take another situation where I close the opening of the dropper with a paper clip. So what happens? No water can enter the dropper. And I filled the paper clip completely with air. Will I be able to see this dropper fall down when I press the bottle? Actually, yes, you will be able to see the dropper fall down when you press the bottle because air is compressible. So when we press this bottle, the pressure is transferred to the water, to the liquid that's inside this bottle, and it exerts pressure on the walls of the dropper, and it causes the dropper to squeeze. It causes volume to reduce. Volume is in the denominator, density is mass by volume. When volume reduces, density increases, and hence the object will fall down. So in this way, it can be tricky sometimes. You might choose a model or an experiment that has 2 or 3 concepts that can be related to them. But that doesn't necessarily mean it is the right concept that explains why the activity works. Like, for example, in the Cartesian diver, density is the scientific phenomena that explains why the dropper falls down, not buoyancy. Buoyancy, if for those of you all who are aware of Newton's 3 laws of motion, you'll know that the third law states that every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and essentially buoyancy is the liquid version of that particular law. Buoyancy is the upthrust. So, for example, that tennis ball example that I had taken earlier, when you try to push the tennis ball, you'll feel a lot of resistance. It's because it's experiencing that much buoyant force that is preventing it from sinking. So, but it does not explain why the tennis ball will sink or float. So, one of the expectations that we have for the Raman Awards is you get the concept correct about what submission that you're going to make for your particular model. So just keep this in mind as well. So now the last activity that we're going to discuss, it's on electroplating. This particular activity is a chemistry activity. And it's little more understandable and relatable for the senior category of students for the Raman Award. So let me play the making video for this activity. And what I'm going to try to, kind of help you understand using this activity is what it means to make observations. So let's play this video. So around 5 spoons of copper sulfate is added to 30 ml of water. I'm so sorry. I think something got pressed. So the copper strip is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Then the two electrodes are added to the solution, the copper sulfate solution. And soon enough, you'll be able to see that copper has been deposited on the safety pin. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to stop sharing. Yeah, I'm visible. So on my table at the moment, I have a copper sulfate solution where 5 spoonfuls of copper sulfate have been added. I have the copper wire that has been connected to the positive terminal and the safety pin that has been connected to the negative terminal. And I'm going to add these two to this solution. And to make sure, all right, this is touching each other. I'm going to use some tape over here. Sure that they stay in place. Okay, I have secured the copper strip. Now I've secured the safety pin, and I'm going to place them in this solution. And with me, I have my phone, and I'm going to set a timer. So here's a really good tip that I have when you guys want to think about, making observations related to your model. Just give me a second. Yes, this is visible to everyone. Yeah. So what does making observations mean in the context of Raman Awards? There will be an observation sheet, like I said, that you will have to submit for any model that you make for the Raman Awards. And one shortcut to keep in mind is make sure that whatever it is that you're observing is some measurable quantity. So, for example, over here, I have added 5, what do you say, spoons of copper sulfate to the solution. I'm using one AA cell and slightly wide copper strip. So while making the observations, what is something that I can measure? Over here, I have my phone, and as you can see, time is something I can measure very easily in this experiment. In the case of, when I had made the plant life colors, what could I measure? The lightness or darkness of the colors that I'm able to remove from the particular activities. That is something I could measure. When I was making the Cartesian diver experiment, what could I measure? Whether this dropper, float, it sunk or it remained floating. So these are things that you can observe. These are things that you can measure. Measurements don't necessarily always need to be numerical. That is, they don't have to always be based on numbers. Numbers will help the quality of your conclusions, the quality of the data that you're collecting. But anything that you want to observe should be something that you can measure. And you remember we had spoken about making variations for exploring our models. So what does exploration mean for this activity? I can change the voltage that I add to this particular activity. I can increase the number of cells. This is approximately 1.5 volts. If I add 2 or 3 what are they called, AA batteries, then it'll become 3 volts as well as 4.5 volts. I can vary the concentration of this solution. So this time around, I had added 4 spoons of copper sulfate. Later on, I can reduce it I had added 5 spoons. I can make it 2.5 spoons, then I can make it 1 spoon, and then half a spoon. And each of the time, I can, set a timer for, say, 5 minutes, and then check after 5 minutes how much of the safety pin has gotten coated, and then I can compare all of my different safety pins. I can say that when there was more concentration or more amount of copper sulfate in the solution, there was higher coating visible on the safety pin. When it was reduced, there was lower coating visible on the safety pin. Same thing with when I would have increased the battery. I can also try other things. Why use copper sulfate? Use a different salt. You can use normal table salt. You can use any other metallic salt that you're able to find, and see how it affects the way that your model works. Maybe you don't want to use, copper plating. Maybe you will use a magnesium wire or an iron nail or any other metal of your choice, and see whether you're able to do the plating of your safety pin. So these are the different ways in which all of the exploration that you do with your, particular models, make sure there is something that you are measuring while you are exploring. And that is what you need to prepare in a table format. So for example, I will write over here, what I will say that I'm changing the concentration of my, solution. Then in the left-hand column, I will write 5 spoons, 2 spoons, 1 spoon, and half a spoon. And then I will, keep the time constant. I'm going to keep this for 5 minutes each. And then compare how much, was there more coating seen on the safety pin, less coating seen on the safety pin. That will come on the right-hand side column. So in this way, you will need to prepare a table where on the left side, you tell us what you're going to change. And on the right side, you'll write how that particular change has affected the way that your model works. So this is what it means to make observations. Another thing to keep in mind is that with every observation that you do, you will find some trends that you're able to see. Like, for example, the more voltage that I use, the more coating I will see on the safety pin. So that trend you should be able to see in your data. You should be able to explain in the video that you submit for the Raman Awards. So this particular activity was to kind of help you. So it's already been a little more than 5 minutes. I'm going to remove this safety pin. And as you guys can see, it has very nicely gotten coated with, what do you say, the copper. You can see the copperish color visible on the safety pin. Now, if I, add some more water to this and reduce, the concentration of this solution, how will this safety pin compare to the next safety pin that I use? So in this way, explore your activities. Make sure you understand the concept of your activities correctly, and make observations for each of the activities that you do, and for each that you want to submit. And once you have made your observation table, that will be your assignment for submission. And then you explain your observations in the assignment 5, which is the video. So I have kind of used 3 different activities to explain some major components related to that are important about your submission that you will make for the Raman Awards. There is just one last thing left, and that is a focus on using simple materials and no static models. So what does this mean? So keep in mind, this contest is, or this competition it's a science based competition. It's not a application making competition. It's not just a model making competition. We don't want to just see an engineering project where you have used, some hi-fi material and you're able to make some sound out of your particular model. Instead, we want you to pick a particular scientific phenomena or a scientific concept and use a model or create a model or, to explore that particular scientific concept. So what does a bad example of a submission look like? So over here, you can see that there's a picture of a, digestive system that someone has made. They've used chart paper and plastic and all, and it's just a, it's just a static model. It's just a model of the digestive system. It doesn't explore any particular concept related to the digestive system. And there's no change that we can see in this particular model. This is what's called a static model. And this is not the kind of model that we want to see. Over here, you, as you were able to see, I made different variations, different. I explored the models that I showed you guys. That's also what we expect from y'all. Another example of a static model is this volcano type model where, people will make a volcano out of paper mache, and then they'll add baking soda on the top and then pour vinegar on top of it, and you'll get, this kind of lava flow. That is also not what we're looking for, unless you use this model to kind of, instead of vinegar, you use lemon juice. Then instead of baking soda, you use sugar or salt, and then you compare how, mixing different acids and different bases affects whether you're able to see this effervescence in your volcano. Then you're kind of, exploring the concepts of acids and bases and how they react with each other, rather than just showing a volcano that's happening. What do we also mean by simple materials? So sometimes in this picture, you can see that, this person has made like an anti-burglary or an anti-theft model. Essentially, they have taken a sensor and placed it at a certain point. They've taken some stick figures, placed them at certain points of the model. And whenever they put their hand, the sensor senses the movement and creates a sound. So that is not really what we're looking for. It's not just that we want a model that, creates a sound or it can be shown that it works. Some people also submit things like a street lamp or an eco-friendly street lamp model. But then, instead of trying to show how they have created a model using simple materials that actually, when you increase the scale of that particular model, it can actually work as a eco-friendly street lamp. What they might do is they might take an AA cell, they'll connect it to an LED, and they'll put it to a stand and call it a street lamp. That's not exactly what we mean. Instead, if you're able to, say for example, take copper wire, magnesium ribbons, dip them together and add an LED to that, and dip that entire model into some citric acid, and then you're able to show that the LED glows. And then you try to refine this. You try to increase the amount of citric acid or the size of the copper wire, different things. And then you try to say, this is an alternative to a power source. Then it kind of becomes like a more science-based model, instead of the first one where it's just, it's a pseudo model or a pseudo submission. It's not exactly what we're looking for. So the things I would like you all to keep in mind now, first explore your models very well, understand the concept behind them, make good observations, make sure that you use simple materials for your activities. The simpler the materials, the better the chances of your models being appreciated by the judges. And please know static models. So these are the expectations of stage 2 of the Raman Awards. Please keep these things in mind. You can take any concept that is found between grade 1 and 10 in the curriculum, but just make sure that you're presenting a science model. So now that I've explained to you the concepts, the last thing that is left is I'll show you a video. It's a short video. It's going to reiterate the instructions that I was initially trying to explain in the beginning. And then I can open up the floor for any questions that you guys might have. So let's watch this video.
Hello and welcome to the video showing you how to...
Purvi, Gopika, is this audible?
Yeah, it's audible.
Okay. I'll just remove this subtitles.
Participate in stage 2 of the Raman Awards. If you are a student that has been nominated... Hello and welcome to the video showing you how to participate in stage 2 of the Raman Awards. If you are a student that has been nominated by your school or made it through as a national qualifier via stage 1, please go to register.ramanaward.org. You will be shown a screen like this. To continue with your stage 2 submissions, enter your mobile number. You will receive an OTP at this number. You must enter the phone number via which you registered for stage 1 or your number provided by the school that nominated you. No other phone number will work. Click on the Send OTP button, enter your OTP, and click on the Login button. If you do not receive the OTP within 30 seconds, you may please click on the Resend OTP button when it is activated. Since you have either been nominated or qualified via stage 1, your name and number will already be on the system. So you should see a screen like this, with Raman Awards and the current year listed in the column on the left under Contests and Challenges. If you have qualified for stage 2 and still don't seem to be registered, then please WhatsApp us at 74839-45803 or email us at info@ramanaward.org. Click on Raman Awards with the current year given on the left, and stage 2 should be highlighted for you. In case it is grayed out, but you know you have qualified for stage 2, then please WhatsApp us at 74839-45803 or email us at info@ramanaward.org. Click on stage 2 and you should see a screen like this. To continue with stage 2, click on the Make Submission button on the Submit First Innovation card and you'll be shown a screen like this. Please read all the instructions under the Instructions heading thoroughly. This is very important as all the instructions and rules for the submissions are given here. You have a total of 5 assignments to complete for each submission of stage 2. Please complete them in serial order by first starting with assignment 1, the qualifying quiz. This is a quick quiz that you may attempt multiple times to make sure you understand the general philosophy and principles of the contest. For assignment 2, innovation details, you need to fill out a form with your innovation details. All fields are mandatory. Please fill this form as accurately as you can. Then move to assignment 3, innovation images. Take 2 pictures of your completed activity from 2 different angles with you present in the picture. That is, your face has to be visible. Then navigate to the Submission tab and upload the 2 images. Once your images are uploaded, view buttons will appear against each image field and the subsequent assignment fields will be enabled. In assignment 4, observation sheet, you are required to submit a self-designed and customized observation sheet for your innovation. That is, the data you have collected for your innovation and submit it as a document, which could be a picture or PDF or even a Word or text file. While there is a sample observation sheet you may view in the adjacent tab, this is representational for one of ThinkTac's TACtivities and is shown here just so that you have an idea of what an observation sheet should look like. What you submit must be your own observation sheet pertaining specifically to the innovation you have submitted and filled in with the data that you have collected by playing with your innovation. The last assignment, assignment 5, innovation video, requires you to take a video no longer than 4 minutes of you playing with your activity. You may speak, etc., while demonstrating the activity, and this can be in any language. The video should then be uploaded on YouTube as a public video and the URL generated. Paste this URL under the Paste YouTube link here field. Make sure that your YouTube link is a public link, else the evaluators won't be able to view it and your submission may be rejected. Note that if your video length is greater than 4 minutes, or if your video link is not a valid YouTube link, you will be shown an error. If any part of the narration section of the video is speeded up, your video is liable to be disqualified. So make sure that any narration that is made in the video is uploaded in the actual speed, not 1.25x or 1.5x, etc. The making or playing parts may be at a different speed if so desired. After uploading a valid video, click on the Save button. If the upload is successful, you will receive a notification stating that the video is uploaded successfully. Submitting this final assignment effectively means your stage 2 submission is complete. To submit a second innovation, follow the same steps by clicking on the Make Submission button on the Submit Second Innovation card. You are allowed to make 1 or 2 submissions. The choice is yours. Submitting 2 entries increases your chances of qualifying for the finals, but a single good submission is better than 2 mediocre ones. So plan what suits you best. Give yourself adequate time to make, play, and study your innovations. Avoid last-minute submission plans and look to submit your entry at least a week before the deadline so that you may get technical help in case you require. We cannot guarantee any timely technical help and extension of the deadline if a request is made any time later than a week before the deadline. Read the rules carefully on ramanaward.org and make sure you understand the criteria for what underscores a good submission. Peruse our resources section on the website and make sure you attend one of our boot camps to prepare you better. If you aren't able to or haven't attended our boot camp, you may
God. Sorry, everyone. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the video showing you how to participate in Stage 2 of the Raman Awards. If you're a student that has been nominated by your school or made it through as a national
Yeah, we're almost done with this video.
award.org and make sure you understand the criteria for what underscores a good submission. Peruse our resources section on the website and make sure you attend one of our boot camps to prepare you better. If you aren't able to or haven't attended our boot camp, you may see a recording of the boot camp on youtube.com/ThinkTac. Most importantly, enjoy what you make and engage with the principles and science behind your innovation. Good luck.
All right.
Hello and welcome to the video showing you how to participate in Stage 2.
This brings us to the end of the presentation. I am going to stop sharing. Before that, I just wanted to say, I hope you all have understood the expectations of the Raman Awards. And all the best for all of your submissions. Have fun while you're at it. And now we can take any questions if y'all have any. I'll just stop sharing my screen. Yes, so if you have any questions, please raise your hand. And one of our, either Purvi or Gopika will, they will help you, ask you to unmute, and we can answer your question. So who's going first? Paridhi Nandwani.
You can stop YouTube live now if you want.
Hello everyone. I had two doubts. So first of all, is it compulsory for us to take the idea from the curriculum of first to 10th, or we can take it from anywhere?
You can take it from anywhere. We recommend that you do it from first to 10th. But you can submit any any submission that you want, as long as it's a science concept based submission.
Yeah. And second, do I have to include my hands or my voice or face in the video?
In the video, it's preferable if you are visible while speaking, so your face probably would be a good idea for your video.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. All the best. Aradhya Walia.
So first, I have few doubts. That first thing, that intermediate level is our children in middle school.
Yes, grades 5, 6, and 7 are children in intermediate.
Oh, sir. Then is the model? Do we need to make like a model? Like, can we make like lungs blowing air or heart pumping blood like that?
Yes, you can. Just remember, like I said, you'll also have to explore the model. So simply having a model that shows lungs blowing air may not be the only thing that will, guarantee success for you in the competition.
Okay, sir. And in all any experiment that we do, it's compulsory to experiment with different things, like how you did with the wire. You tried it with flower petals or yellow flower or yellow leaves. Is that compulsory that we need to do that?
Yes, exploration of your activity is mandatory.
The last question is that we can't do the speed 2 times or anything, but can we edit the video, like pause it? Or
you can edit the video as long as the video is less than 4 minutes. It will be accepted as a submission. But if it's like something that actually is like 7 minutes, and then you've put it at 1.2 speed or 1.5 speed, so it becomes 3-4 minutes, that will make it disqualified.
Okay, sir. That's it. Thank you.
Welcome. All the best.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, Okay, all the best.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Purnima's iPhone.
Yeah, hi. So my query is I have made like my child has made like two projects. So each project for now we have kept it for 2 minutes because the last submission was 2 minutes. So we have to upload two individual YouTube links of 2 minutes each by that way.
Yes, ma'am. So for the first submission that you make, you'll have to put the YouTube link for that first submission. And then if you're making a second submission, it will have to be for the second submission. If you want to re-record and make it 4 minutes also, it's completely fine. Because for stage 2, we do give 4 minutes. But yes, they'll have to be two separate links for two separate models.
Sure. Thank you. This was the query. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, Aravintan. I hope I'm saying your name correct. Are you able to? I don't know what's happening. Are you able to unmute?
Sir?
Yeah. Okay, I can hear you.
So, yes, sir. So first, if I'm making an experiment which takes more than an hour, sir, can I pause the video and after how can I start the video again and do it to make it 24 minutes, sir?
Yes. Like I said, you can edit the video. Perfectly fine.
Okay, sir. So also one more, sir. If I'm doing with the sound, sir.
If you're doing with the sound as in?
One second. Okay. Sir?
Yes, Aravindan, I can hear you. You were mentioning something about making a model related to sound.
Yes, sir. So if I'm making the sound, sir, if it is, you have to count something, sir. Can I turn on the phone and have an app and count something to write for the table thing, sir?
See, while making observations, the point is to pick something that you can measure. So if it is like I picked the phone and time as the thing because that's the easiest thing to measure, the time that I spend on the in the electroplating activity. Sound, it may be something else. It could be the pitch of the sound produced or the loudness or softness of the sample, whatever it is.
So if I want to maybe measure the pitch or volume, can I use a cell phone, sir? Because or is it okay if it's just audible, sir?
Yeah, you can use if you're using an app to measure the frequency of the sound produced, that's totally fine as long as you record that in your observation sheet. You've produced a sound of say I don't know 150 thousand hertz or something like that or gigahertz or whatever. You record that reading in your observation sheet.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So one more, sir.
Yes, Arvindan.
So, instead of for that 1 hour, sir, can we just have the model by the side and after giving the explanation, can we just after show it and take, sir, instead of pausing the video and doing, sir?
How you make the submission is up to you. There is no hard and fast rules. As long as you know the explanation of the concept behind the model is clear, and as long as we can see that you have made variations for your model, all good. How you go about doing recording the video, that's your creativity, your choice.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All the best. Soumya Anand Rao, ma'am, you have any question?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
The thing is, I just wanted to know, like, we have already submitted the two projects as per whatever you had asked for. The thing is, after attending this particular boot camp, we are thinking of revising it.
That's possible, ma'am. I think it should be possible.
It should be, because after we submit the URL, it says you cannot alter the
No,
project.
Ashray, that is not
Oh,
possible.
it's not possible. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's not
Okay,
possible.
Purvi. Okay,
But
Purvi.
the thing is, after viewing the bootcamp, now we are actually getting more ideas to do this. So there is no way, is it?
No,
Hello?
sorry, ma'am. I just, yeah, like Purvi had mentioned, Purvi is the Ramanava's manager. She just mentioned that I don't think you can resubmit. I was not aware of this.
Okay. So I think the opportunity only comes next year when we have to again submit
Yes,
it. So
ma'am.
till then this
Yes,
remains
ma'am.
the same. Okay,
Yes,
fine.
ma'am.
Thanks for the knowledge. We really got updated. But yeah, for the next time we will definitely prepare a much better.
Maybe the submission might be good enough for your child to participate in the finals. Let's see. I mean, we don't
Yeah,
have,
fingers
it's not
crossed.
yet been judged. Yeah, the deadline is not yet over.
Hmm.
So if the judges deem it good enough and she gets a good score, then she'll move on to the finals. So fingers crossed, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
S. Ramnath.
So, should we need to upload the video or our school need to upload the video?
You will have to upload the video. So either your personal email ID or your parents' personal email ID, you'll have to use that to create a YouTube channel and then upload the video over there and make the video public. Once you make the video public, the URL that comes with that video, that URL you'll have to insert over here.
Sir, but I having already a YouTube channel.
Okay, then you can, use the YouTube channel for this. You can upload your video and what do you say? Submit the URL.
Okay, sir.
All the best. Tanvi Sahare. Are you able
Sir,
to
my name
unmute?
is Valerie.
You can start.
Sorry.
If we find prize,
I'm sorry, I'm unable to hear you clearly.
found any prize.
The prize, Purvi, what are the prizes for this year? Could you explain?
You need to check the website. Can you
Okay.
just check the website? Just I'm
Can
passing the
you-
URL of the website in the chat section. Okay, no issue.
Sir,
No,
one
no
more thing.
bother. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
One more thing, sir. If the video is like longer, like, can we break the video? Can it be edited?
You can,
Or does it have to be a 4-minute continuous video?
no, ma'am. It can be edited. It's just that the final video that is
Okay.
uploaded needs to be 4 minutes. You can edit it, be as
Yeah.
creative, add
Okay,
music,
fine. Got it.
animation, whatever you wish. It's just that the thing that we're looking for in the video, the concept is explained, the explanation is seen. Those are the two main things
Okay.
we're looking for in the video, ma'am.
Got it. Got it. Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. Yafi, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Yeah, so like the building process of the video, like where we are making the model, like we have like recorded that thing in like fast forwards. So like
Okay.
if we clip that video onto the of the final video where we explain our model, like is it okay?
As far as I know, any narration part, any speaking part, it won't be accepted. I would say refrain from, fast forwarding anything. If you want to just, take like screenshots or clips from that and join them all together, that would be a better idea than any form of like fast forwarding that you might do. It all depends on like if as far as I know, any narration part should not be fast forwarded. But if the
No, but
judge on that day, it's a subjective decision. So if the judge decides that it's been fast forwarded and it's to poor taste, and they might disqualify the submission.
So where we are making the model, that part fast forward, if we fast forward, it's not allowed for that one also, right?
Like I said, as long as you're not speaking and no explanation is going on, and it should be fine, is my guess. But I would advise from any form of fast forwarding. You could just attach a bunch of clips, like short clips, 1 second clips where they're assembling everything together.
Actually, we were doing that because the child is making the video. It should not be like anyone else is making the video, right?
Yes,
so when we
yes,
attach the clip, then there is a big question mark on the fact that actually whether some parts are being assembled and someone else have done it. So that's the reason when you see a child over a period of some 8 to 9 minutes is making something, sitting on a place and making something is clipped into a smaller time frame. It makes gives you a lot of authenticity, like actually the child really did the model himself or herself. That was like the reason.
Agree, ma'am. I agree about the point about the authenticity, but either way, we are believing that the model that's being submitted is the child's work. So, and what we're going to assess the video on is has the concept been explored, has been explained well, and has the exploration been showcased. So the making will not matter for the grading of the particular.
And one more question is suppose there are many failures in the experiment, many prototypes haven't worked. So so the experiment is done over a period one of my child is doing an experiment over a period of a month and a half. So many things have failed. So all the failures when we show, then it's not it's a 1 day clip, then the next day clip, so that is also okay, right? It's not fast forward, but
it's not necessary, I would say, because like I said, the only two things that the judges are going to look at is has the child explained the concept associated with the model? Have they made multiple variations of the model? That's the only two things. So the failed prototype, the the judge may not consider that relevant to the grading of the video submission.
If the child has not the child has not failed on certain things and then rectified, then how he or she has done the experiment, that's a very necessary step, right, to eliminate whatever. Because why I'm saying is that the videos I took is during the making of the thing, many days, I keep on filming. So okay, this didn't work, so I have those videos, this didn't work, that's how they eliminate and then make the final model, right? So I think that should be okay if it is not fast forward.
Yes, ma'am. But like I said, it's not relevant to the rubrics. So it's your choice if you want to include it. I don't think the judge is going to consider it or look into it much while they're evaluating. So
okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks.
All the best.
Yeah.
Riyan Sharma.
Sir, I was asking that we have to make only the projects related the activities you have shown to us. We will make a project only related to that.
No, any topic that you want. Any topic that you want that falls under the first 10th curriculum, you can make. You don't have to do it based on what I have shown.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Twisha Maheshwari.
Hi there. So I have a few questions. One is, when you say that the child has to upload the video from their YouTube channel, is it okay if they don't have one and we do it from the parents' YouTube channel instead?
Yes, ma'am. It's fine.
Okay. And she's in grade 4 right now, so she will be participating in the junior category, if I'm not wrong.
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
In that, again, say there are not too many concepts, to be honest, that have been introduced from the experimentation perspective. The options are a little too less. So what is the kind of say spectrum that we should look at to pick up a topic?
So I mean, we recommend like, the science curriculum from 1 to 10, anything that you want. In fact, this particular one that I showed for the younger grades, it can also be done for the higher grades and, it'll be more concept heavy. But that's sort of not the, like if the child is from a lower grade, we will take that into consideration in, what concept they cover and how they explain it and things like that. So I don't think that should necessarily be a worry. Any concept that the child finds interesting, they can make. In fact, this one is literally like extracting colors out of leaves, and we can get into things like, for the higher grades, like chromatography, pigmentation, like chlorophyll, and all of these different things related to plant biology, but it's not relevant to the younger grades. So we just kind of discuss which liquid brings out the color the best. So that's how it kind of becomes more relevant to the younger grade instead of trying to get into any of the other complicated explanations that the child could give. So as long as the child is, like I said, able to explain the concept and show that they've explored the activity, that's all that's necessary, even if they're from the younger grade. That's sort of what we hope to see. I hope I've answered your question, ma'am.
Yes, thank you.
Saubhagya Gautam Malhotra.
Sir, when we're on the website you showed in the video and we're submitting our assignments, will it like show us a button to press when we have to submit our assignments?
Yes. You'll have to click submit, and then it'll show you a small, message saying that you have successfully submitted your assignment.
Sir, and one more. In the video we're sending, I didn't understand. Are we meant to give the explanation or we're meant to stay quiet?
No. So we want to see that you have explained the concept associated with your model, as well as see if you have explored your model. Those two things are required in the video.
So we don't have to like say anything in the video.
You will have to say things in the video.
So we'll explain our model.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. All the best. Just keep in mind, we are not looking for the making of the model. We want the science associated with the model. So sometimes, some videos are uploaded where it's narration of the making. Like first I did this, then I did this, then I did this, which is sort
Thank
of
you,
not
sir.
the, yeah, welcome. So next, last three questions, and then I'm afraid we're going to have to end. Ruhi BBPS.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, I just wanted to ask a question. So, if we wish to submit two models, do we have 8 minutes or do we only have 4 minutes and we have to divide it?
4 minutes per model. So if you look at the video, I played a video towards the end that would have given the instructions for how to submit for the Raman Award Stage 2. That's also available on YouTube. You'll notice that each of those submissions is separate. So each submission you get for 4 minutes. It's not like combined 8 minutes in here. You can spend 5 and there 3 or something like that. Each submission gets 4 minutes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Welcome. Last two questions. Naisha Jain.
Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Sir, actually, I had a doubt that the video is supposed to be made by the child itself, or the video
Yes,
can be
ma'am.
made. Okay, so we are supposed to shoot. The video is supposed to be shooted by the child itself.
You can help the child in shooting the video and recording, but any kind of inclination where we sense that the parent has helped the child to say something or is nudging them, immediately that will kind of be disqualified.
Okay, and also, sir, I wanted to ask this, that the model which we are supposed to make. So, are we supposed to show the making of the model, like if it's some sort of chemistry experiment? So are we supposed to show the making of the experiment as well, or only the concept?
No, ma'am, the making is not, relevant to the grading actually. If you focus on the concept and the exploration, that's what's going to, be evaluated by the judges.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. Last question, Shailesh Kekre.
Yeah, thank you. So this question is on behalf of my child, and there are two parts to it. One is if, what my child is doing is, using a concept to build something, a physics concept to build something that could be used in real life. So in that context, what exactly would, exploring the model mean? Because she's anyway, using a concept to say this is how that concept could be used, which is not used today. So
Yeah,
what would that mean?
exploration in this context would mean changing one material and seeing whether the concept still or whether the model still stands on its own. So, for example, let me just take the electrolysis. Like if I used, what do you say, aluminum strip instead of a copper strip, but I continue to use copper sulfate, will the electrolysis still happen? Will I still see copper, plated on the safety pin? So something like that, you change one material, you change one aspect of your model and see how it affects the way that your model works. That's essentially what we're looking for. And, is the child able to explain, like, so for example, if we use, say, normal salt in this case instead of copper sulfate, we're not going to see electroplating happen because it's completely dependent on copper sulfate being or the copper ions being available in the solution. So for the activity that the kid wants to submit, ask them to change one aspect, then ask them to change another aspect of their model. Maybe if you stick to one thing, then do three trials of it, or change three different things one after the other, keeping everything else constant, and say that I changed this thing and this how it affected the working of my model, or it made my model stop working, or things like that. So that's how exploration sort of happens.
Both of the and this needs to be both in the video as well as the observation sheet. There's variation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. I think we are at the moment out of time. Thank you everyone for joining the bootcamp. Thank you for your time on a weekday. All the best for all of your submissions. Any questions y'all may have, y'all can always revert back to the WhatsApp on the on the submission website. All of the instructions are also available on the Raman Award website. Please keep in mind the deadline is 30th November, next Saturday. Complete all of your submissions, and we hope to see you all here in Bangalore at CV Raman's house for the finals. So all the best and have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Purvi, I am just going to stop recording.